Parshat Shmot 57:84. Yiratzon Limud Shabili Lui Nishmat. My four great friends, Noam, Tzvika, Yehuda, and Gavriel, were killed 22 years ago in the terrorist attack in Parshat Shmot in Otniel. And Bezrat Hashem le'refuat kol hacholim, la'atzlachat kol hachayalim, mi sheberach Avoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, hu yevarech chayalei tzva hagana leYisrael. Bezrat Hashem, Hashem should bring bracha v'atzlacha to all the chayalim in all the different places they are, to all the families. Parshat Shmot, we can open up a big question going into Sefer Shmot, transitioning from the leadership of the Avot to the leadership of Moshe Rabbeinu. And when we give a thesis that the stories before a leader is chosen define the leader. As an example, Adam Arishon is created B'Tselem Elokim. That's the reason that he became the leader. Noach, it says that he was Itz Tzadik Tamim Haya B'Dorotav, that he was able to stay strong in situations that were very difficult, and so he became a leader. Avraham Avinu doesn't say anything, which is exactly why he became a leader, that he forced and built his specialty. He wasn't born with it. Moshe Rabbeinu is met in this parsha, and we meet a group of stories that on a simple level will help us explain why Moshe was chosen to lead us out of misery. The first story in Perek Bet Pasuk Yud, Vayar et Echav, sees his brother getting hurt. Vayetzeh, he acts upon it. He goes outside and he sees a Jew getting beaten by a non-Jew, and he kills the non-Jew. The next day he sees a Jew hitting another Jew, and he tries to solve it, and they desecrate him, and he runs away. And then he helps the Bnot of Yitro, and then we see that he's Ro'et Son. Teaches Nechama Leibovitz, there's a common denominator in all the stories, that Moshe Rabbeinu realizes that chesed is not an option. Assisting another person is not a cute action. It is the definition of what it actually means to be a Jew. And therefore, all stories are about Moshe assisting others, defining the essence of both what Judaism is and the ability to release ourselves from difficult situations like we're in today, is by associating ourselves with everyone else, not as a runaway, but as a mindset that I have the power, the responsibility, and the privilege to enable others. But Nechama Leibovitz pinpoints something a little bit even more nuanced and more deep. The first story is about an Egyptian hitting his brother. So there's a little bit of exterior motive. It's his brother. The next story is even more. It's not an enemy. It's people fighting, but it's still his brothers. So there's still a motive. The next is that it's not even his nation. It's the daughters of Yitro from Midian. But here too, although there are no motives of his own nation will help, but here it's still human beings. The next story is even about animals, that he does chesed with animals that aren't even human beings. And so each story is building up a slow journey of chesed that begins from a place of self-relationship. That I'm a Jew and another Jew is getting beaten by an enemy, so I'll kill that enemy. But then I have to also be able to solve the war between my brothers. Then I have to be able to save Midian. And then I even have to perfect the entire universe and the animals. And I think that this is even a deeper awareness of chesed. That the real chesed is the more difficult and challenging it is. And the less relevant it is to yourself. And the less fame and pride you get from the act you're doing. I remember when I was dating with Tanya, and in one of our first dates, there was someone waiting for a hitchhike. And I was rushing to go to sleep. And Tanya said, stop. And I said, but why would I do that? I need to get to sleep. She said, real chesed is when it's uncomfortable. That real chesed is not when it's easy or simple, but that the definition of chesed is that you're able to not look only for self-comfort, but to really recognize the opportunity of letting go of yourself and realizing that you have the potential to elevate another person. The bracha going into Sefer Shmot, remembering my 4 friends that saved an entire yeshiva, that their memory and their lifestyle taught us the Moshe Rabbeinu leadership of really being able to look at the 168 soldiers, the 168 families, the 168 circles that have been given everything they have so that we can realize what they did and live it on a daily basis. Be'ezrat Hashem.